Okay, so Jane's here.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
And again.
Hello.
Once more.
No.
Okay. So, in all seriousness, we're actually going to talk about something that happened yesterday because it was bananas, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, we went to the Goodwill up in Birch Run at the outlet mall. And Jane was so excited to go because she loves to go. She loves a good thrifting.
Yes.
She was so excited. She was finding all of her cute clothes. She was so pumped to try them all on. So she disappears into one of the two stalls with her cart full of clothes. There was one of two stalls to her cart with her cart full of clothes. I try on a few clothes. Then she's still going. So I say, hey, Jane, I'm going to go over and check out the housewares. I'll be back. I proceed to come back maybe 10 minutes later and she's still trying on clothes. And a lady had just come out of the other stall. And this other younger lady, maybe 23 years old, maybe, let's just guess. Let's be generous and say that she was 23. She comes fuming. She's like, it sounds like she's talking on the phone. She's ranting about God knows what. I think to me and this other lady, we were looking at each other like, oh, she's having a fight with a boyfriend or somebody on the phone. We don't know. She gets into the stall to try on her clothes. And somehow the question gets posed to her about like, how is it going? And she says, I don't know. Jane, earmuffs.
What?
Earmuffs. Put your earmuffs on. This lady, this nut job, starts screaming, I don't know, because this twat next door to me took all this time. She's been in there for fucking half an hour, blah, 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 blah. And she's like ranting, screaming about Jane, clearly meant to shame Jane in the next stall. So I go through the wall. I say, excuse me, ma'am, the person you're talking about is just a 12-year-old girl. And she says, I don't give a shit who she is, that she's 12 years old or not. You clearly are a shitty mother. You raised her wrong. Look at all this disrespect. She's got no sense of respect for other people. And, she's just a fucking twat. And so I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, lady, I'm like, for the record, I'm like, you are being a terribly unkind human right now if you're disregarding the fact that she's a child. Meanwhile, Jane is inside, what, gathering up.
Yeah, I'm like into the cart. Like,
Yeah, like she's trying to desperately gather up all of her things so that she can get out of there. Meanwhile, another lady next to me now, because I'm just trying to get Jane out of the stall and so we can move on because this lady's clearly unhinged. This other lady starts telling her like, you shouldn't talk about that like a child like that. And she said, so she starts fighting with this other lady through the wall, and she's screaming at the other lady, calling her a whore and all this stuff and all this crazy nonsense and how that lady should shut up or she's going to come out there and fight her and all this bananas nonsense. Meanwhile, Jane finally opens up the door, and of course, because Jane is sweet and she's 12 and she's never been accosted by a stranger before, she just opens the door with all of her cart and she just starts bawling and she starts apologizing and she starts saying, I'm so sorry that I didn't mean to take so long, and I shouldn't have taken so long. And I was just like, oh my God, Jane, absolutely not. Like, that lady is clearly imbalanced. Let's just get out of the way. So meanwhile, Jane and I duck down 2 hours later and she's still crying. She's very, very, very upset because, she just basically got cussed out by some stranger for doing something as simple as trying on clothes. Too many clothes, in this lady's opinion. Anyways, and so then you can hear this fight. Jane and I are just trying to sort through her clothes so she can gain her composure, so we can, complete the checkout. She's like now miserable about this shopping trip, but having found cute clothes, still wants to purchase the clothes. And meanwhile, multiple people are now screaming with this lady. She's tripling down. She's yelling at the staff. She's yelling at literally everybody. I mean, this Goodwill is not a huge Goodwill. It is actually like a really nice, lovely little Goodwill. It's right. It's so cute, and like the clothes are cute, and the staff are really nice, and it's a chill environment. And so this lady being unhinged is just nuts. But she ends up barreling, right out the store, screaming the whole time. and like kicking open the door, and like out she goes. And so of course I tell Jane, like, well, at least she's gone, so just take your time, now you can breathe, like she's gone. And meanwhile, oh my god, this is, see, so the women out there are going to understand this, the women that are not yelling at children in dressing rooms. This other lady comes up and she says to Jane, she's like, listen, you just got to let that chick have her, like, let it roll right over your back, right? And
Yeah.
she was offering like endless amounts of encouragement. She was basically, I think everybody, like, what, there was like 4 people throughout the rest of the next like 10 minutes.
Even the people who work at the cash register.
Yes, even the cash register people were like, dude, I've worked in retail for my whole life and I've never seen somebody come that unglued. And some other lady, she's like, I own the shop across the way. This, what was it called? Like, Discover Hidden Treasures or something.
Yeah,
It's like an antique mall, right kitty corner to it. And she was just like, listen, darling, she's just like, I kicked her out. So this lady who was just another customer was like, that was so unhinged, I sent that lady packing. And then the staff was like, yeah, no, that was definitely insane. We were like, what is going on? Why is it like screaming? And then would come to find out that she's yelling at a kid, and that was just bananas. So I think that I mean, I bring this up and I suggested to Jane multiple times that we talk it through. Obviously, when she got home and we told her dad everything that happened, and I think yesterday it was much closer to the surface, and um, and so it didn't take much to provoke tears, and I thought it's better to talk it through, so that way we don't have dressing room trauma later on, right, Jane? Yes.
By the way,
So
watch this.
wow, that is a trick you could have shown that stranger had she not been completely unhinged. But you know what? I think that the sweetest thing is Jane was telling me afterwards, because we worked through like all the feelings, right? Of course, we tried to unpack a lot of it on the drive home. And Jane, when I asked her, like, what were you feeling like when you were in there? And Jane had said, I really wish when I was in the moment, I was like uncomfortable and afraid when I recognized that she was talking about me and that she was getting so mad. And she said, I just kind of wish that I could, like, that her mother was here, because I think her mom would be really disappointed in her. And then she's like, but then I immediately thought, or maybe her mom actually taught her how to be like that. And I think that that's very much often the case, is we learn, we behave the way that it's modeled.
Yes.
Should we just do say oh playmate?
No.
Oh, come on. One time. Okay. Say oh play. Oh, there's a squirrel. Hey, oh, squirrel. He wants to play. Say oh playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies 3. Climb up my apple tree, slide down my rainbow into my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forever. More. Yes! We did it. Wind down.
Goodbye.
Adios. Be nice to the people in the dressing rooms next to you.
Yes.
That's the moral of that story.
Bye.